All right. Aloha. Welcome to Qualia series, the internal and subjective components of the sense perceptions. Uh, it's usually qualified with arising from stimulation of the senses by phenomena, but really, I just want to focus on the internal and subjective components of sense perceptions. And this is the kickoff uh, practice. It's going to be see, hear, feel, sense gates. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to work with the traditional sensory categories of see, hear, and feel from the Unified Mindfulness system. But we're going to be considering it through a lens of gates, as if we see through the gate of our vision, we hear through the gate of our audio, our hearing, our ears, and we feel through the medium or the gate of our nervous system. So we're going to just do a see, hear, feel practice, but really try and let go of mind and explore the sensory perceptions, the internal and subjective components for what they are, and not necessarily what our mind narrates them to be, but the actual true sense perceptions of seeing, hearing, and feeling. All right. So we'll see you on the other side. All right. Welcome. See, hear, feel, sense gates. Go ahead and stretch up and settle in. As we've heard Shinzen and other unified mindfulness people say so many times. And let's get started. Maybe take a few deep breaths at your own pace. And we're going to explore the sense gates of seeing, hearing, and feeling. And let's just start off focusing on seeing. So I'd like to invite you to just look around your environment. And consider the visual experience. Where does it end? Maybe even do a experiment with your hands and bring your hands up to the sides. And then move them back till you can't see them anymore. Move forward till you kind of see them in the peripheral. And then you can just kind of notice that extends all the way overhead and all the way down. And that, everything forward of that is our visual sense gate. Everything we've ever seen in our entire life has happened within that field of vision. It's a gateway into our perception of our world. And maybe just try and, to the best of your ability while looking forward, try and place your attention out on that perimeters, out to where it disappears from your peripheral vision, and try as best as you can just to be in that space where that transition is. And you'll notice this kind of thins out your visual experience. Although you might have an object in front of you, Your attention is spread across the entire field of vision. If you try to observe the peripheral vision simultaneously. This is one of the three gates that we'll explore today. If you find yourself bearing down or concentrating, just do a nice exhale and relax. Just let go, relax the body. And just hold as much of that visual field as you can. But it's not holding. It's the opposite. We're releasing into that visual field. See. Just see. And just continue this exercise. Your eyes and vision might try to contract around one thing, and it may even be focused on one thing in front of you, but that's the focus of the lens of the eye. You can actually train your awareness to take in more than the focus of the lens of the eye and move it to those perimeters and relax into the whole field of vision. Everything we've ever seen has happened right here. This is the screen upon which our life has been painted. There may be other things going on, other noises or sensations, feelings, thoughts coming and going. They're all temporary. We're just letting go and releasing into the visual field. Simply seeing. If your attention collapses, you just return it back to the peripheral each time. The periphery of your vision field. It's as if you can observe the whole field of vision all at once, all the way above, sides, and below, while looking forward. This is the see sense gate, that through which all of our visual experiences have occurred of the perceived external environment. All right. Let's go ahead and transition now to our second sense gate. If you're comfortable with it, I invite you to close your eyes now. And if you prefer to keep them open, you can just keep them, slightly open, letting in some light with the soft gaze. But if possible, or you're comfortable, go ahead and close them. And as our vision gate goes dark, Let's transition our attention, our awareness to the audio, to listening, hearing, the hearing sense gate. In this scenario, we have an ear pointed in either direction, both of them working together to create the soundscape that fully encompasses us from all directions, up, down, left, right, forward, backwards. You just listen to whatever's going on. If there's no noises, nothing going on to listen to, just listen to the silence. You're still exploring the sound gate, the gate through which we hear, through which we perceive sounds. This soundscape creates your internal subjective experience, unique to you. Only you hear these sounds this way. And just listen, just hear. There's no periphery to explore, but just exhale and release into the full soundscape in all directions. No need to listen to any one thing. All things get collected through this gate via vibrations internally, working its way up into your brain and creating your internal subjective experience, perception of experience. Everything you've ever heard in your life has happened right here. You perceived it through this sense gate of sound and vibration. Just here. Great job. Now, let's go ahead and transition our attention from hearing to feeling. This is our nervous system, the sense of ourself, the sense of a body, the feeling of the body, the emotions that we feel. We perceive subtle fluctuations via the nervous system, or maybe not so subtle, if it's painful or joyful. And it travels up via the nervous system into the brain and creates the internal subjective component of a body. of that sense, the perception of a body. You can feel as far as the nervous system extends to the edges of the skin, and maybe sense a little further beyond any temperature changes just beyond the skin, or a breeze coming and going. This is the feel sense gate, through which everything we've felt in our lives, in our world, has been perceived through this sensory gate of feeling, the somatic and emotional sensations perceived by the mind have all happened right here. And as you feel, and only you have ever felt, your body, your emotions, they are your, or this is the subjective, internal component of your sense perception, specifically feel. You can open your eyes if they're closed. And we just note that that visual field, everything we've ever perceived and perceive at this moment, blended with the hearing, the soundscape, blended with the feeling, the perception of a sensory experience, and arising from stimulation of the senses, works together with the overlay of thoughts to create this sense of self, perception of a self, perception, the visual cues, the auditory cues, the physical cues, the emotional cues, and the mental cues, forever transitioning, changing, yet coalescing into a unified experience of now. And with that, we'll go ahead and wrap it up. Good timing. I have a motion sensing light in here. So yeah, that's our cue. We'll wrap it up right there. Thank you so much for joining me. That was an exploration of see, hear, feel, sense gates. Feel free to go back through or just explore this on your own. And again, sometimes seems like we're pointing out the obvious, but it's the obvious that we take for granted. And the more we can be in the now or absorbed in the sensory perceptions and explore them, the more we're in the now. And this will also kind of dovetail over the next couple sessions into hopefully some wonderful conclusions for you. So with that in mind, I'm going to wrap it up. Mahalo for joining me. Aloha, and we'll see you next time. Mindful Life 808, Qualia, exploration of the internal and subjective components of the sense perceptions. All right, take care.